Hello, my friends. It's your friend Kevin. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you. This is your divine inspirational message of the day. All right, so let's start off with the cards that we're using. Happier Me Affirmation Deck by Arion. They came from Amazon. I don't know who that is, but they're good. All right, so what I seek is seeking me. The universe is so generous that it can't wait to send your way whatever is necessary to help you on your journey. Just open your mind, the door that leads to infinite possibilities, and accept that you are an unlimited being. What goes along with this is the one ism I got last night while I was in a group, the Namaste group of Earth Angels and Spirits. They were wonderful people, wonderful group. If it's got to be, it's up to me. That came from Jane Bruce, who just launched a deck of cards. The intention was to help people who have spiritual businesses, give them insight, but it really does apply to anyone. And her story about how she created it, the courage it took to go do a GoFundMe, I think it's what it was, or something like that. I was along for that ride, was remarkable. And this just came out, and all of a sudden I got an epiphany saying, this has to be on a t-shirt. And then someone suggested, make it one of your isms. Well, it's not one of mine, it's one of Jane's. So there you go. We are using the Archangel Oracle deck by Kyle Gray, and we have Archangel Jophiel here. There's a special message too that came while I was meditating a little while ago. Archangel Jophiel's with us all week long. It's about personal responsibility. It's about your choices and an opportunity for the inner growth. We are in major changes. If you look at how planets have lined up, how astrology is working, moving, there are greater and greater movements of sovereignty, independence, freedom, people wanting their own identities, wanting their own way forward, wanting to be promoted for who they are, what they are, without any limitations. And Archangel Jeremiah comes in and says, look at the pathway that you have walked along, and then see how this plays into the pathway that you're about to walk along. I'm going to ask for our friends Beatrice and Gertrude to come in as we bring our card of the day, which is the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle deck. Another wonderful, wonderful product of the great Radley Valentine, who is very thoughtful in his offerings, thinks about it very carefully before going forward and creating something. So here we go. So I asked Gertrude and Beatrice, where are they? And they were sitting on top of a knoll, a grassy knoll, a hillock, if you will. That's a small protrusion up out of the ground, typically found in the United Kingdom, China. They're like little hills that come up in the middle of nowhere, and they're on the top, and they're looking out. And I asked why they're looking out along the vista, and they're saying to look back on the accomplishments, the great accomplishments, all of the accomplishments, everything that you have surmounted and gone through that has made you who you are. Not to sink into sadness, not to sink into regret, but to rise up from the challenges. Let's see what Archangel Michael brings forward in a card. I'm just going to take it straight off the top. Let's see. Maybe we can give you a message. Trust in divine purpose. You know, sometimes it's hard to do that. We are so used to controlling the narrative of everything that we do. How's this going to happen? When's this going to happen? Who's going to bring it to me? Well, how is that possible? Because we're so used to the way things have always been, have always happened, have always been done. We're used to all the limits. We're used to the doors closing, not opening. We're used to people not getting too far forward because they're in a group that doesn't allow for that. So this experience has divine meaning. Healing's going to come from it. So know that you are on a path of growth and to keep going. And this is Archangel Michael, an image of Archangel Michael. Incidentally, and I'm not making this up, when I add up today's date, it comes to a number 2. You take the 6th month, 24th day of 2024, and you end up with 20, which reduces to 2. And 2 is keeping the faith. 2 is watching your negative thinking, watching your limitation thinking. This is about going gently to being harmonious and supportive and considerate and sensitive, not just to yourself and your own needs, but to the needs of others. The number 2 energy is about being tactful, cooperative, and loving. It's all about the loving energy that also works with vulnerability that brings courage, working with the divine feminine. And above all, is asking us to not give up, but rather ask for help. Reach out for support, because everything we do that's for the greater good of ourselves and others is all going to be okay. Now, the number 2 day works with the tarot card, the 8 of air or 8 of swords. It can also be connected with wise counselor, which is also known as a hierophant. We can bring in Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Raguel to help us navigate through challenges where we feel like we're just not really getting it. We're not really moving forward. And there are people that are stuck. Remember, when you're stuck and you're in it, you're in that place of, I don't know about this. I'm not sure about this. Or the longing or the wanting or the needing and it's not coming. This is where you ask for help. You ask for clarity. This is about Jupiter in Gemini. What do I want to say about that? These are these great cataclysmic energies, astrology, numerology, angel messages, divination cards. It is all tools and that's it. It's tools from the divine to make the life that we're living a little clearer and better and more expansive. But the challenge is we are in a physical form, which in itself has limits. I mean, we have to really support ourselves, find a way to support ourselves. But even more so now than ever, we have this great spiritual energy, an energy we can't see, that is more powerful than the energy that we can see. And we're beginning to wake up to the idea that architects, builders, engineers, regular folk are being so creative with their time and their energy. And now we have artificial intelligence, which is allowing more creativity to expand. We're able to teach the non-physical energies to create physical opportunities. That, to me, at this point in my life, is huge. We are able to teach non-physical energy or entities to create more physical opportunities. I mean, you can get artificial intelligence to write a blog, write a book, create something, make something, find something, get something. It is this intuitive thing that we're teaching to bring what we want into the physical. That, my friends, is literally magic. That's being able to create the magic that we want. Some people look at that as being really fearful, scary. Well, not really. I mean, it is what it is. I was talking to somebody the other day, thinking about, I wonder what happened The very first time somebody built a home and they wired electricity into that house and they plugged in an appliance, whether it's a vacuum cleaner, a lamp, and they turned a switch and all of a sudden they had light. Did it scare people? Did it frighten people? Were there a lot of naysayers? Were there folks who said, no, I don't want that? I mean, you really only have to go watch episodes of Downton Abbey to see how the Dowager Countess Violet, whatever her name was, Grantham, how she used a telephone and wasn't really sure what this was. And she was talking into a piece of equipment, hearing somebody on the other end. These are things I'm saying, if we buy into that feeling that we can't make a change, or that change is really scary, we'll be stuck in the scary place that change is scary. I think change can be interesting. And I found myself looking at things that I at one point would have said, oh no, don't think so, as being now interesting. Interesting in, I want to know what happens or how it happens, and interesting in my reaction to it. Where does that reaction come from? And this is kind of like that number 2 energy, breaking away from what is known and being curious about what is unknown, to where being curious about what is unknown allows for that change to occur. We can look at it like, this won't work out, this is going to be terrible, or this just might work out, this just might be exactly what we needed, let's just go with it and see what happens. Long years ago, when I first started my teacher training, that was what the theme was at the very beginning, to be a yes. Drop what you already know and know that you're ready right now. That was a really difficult construct for me to get to, because I'd come out of educating hairstylists for a company where the distributors of the product wanted to know what was going to happen during the lesson, during the this, during the that. They wanted a detailed outline of the lesson. They wanted a timeline of how long this was going to take to get through the lesson and what these people were going to walk away with. Well, that takes away the creativity of what happens in the moment. It just happens. It's just, that's the miracle. So now I'm embracing the unknown as being something that's always going to be okay, but it has to be a belief, because the same could be true on the other side. That sense that this is not going to work out. Now, we're able to see that in other people. Parents are able to see that in their children. Oh, I don't know that this is such a great idea. What do? Stop them so they don't get the lesson? Many do. Many get in front of it. Many have their own fear-based thoughts and feelings that they stop somebody else. It's a bit like somebody who says, and I've had this happen, that's too expensive, you charge too much, whatever that is. When that happens, when another person makes a statement like that, you are robbing that person's ability to be prosperous. You're robbing that person's ability to be abundant when you make those limiting statements like that about another person. If that makes sense, I think so. Is that right? Have I got that right? Yes. Beatrice and Gertrude are suggesting that today and the number 2 day, be in awe for 2 things. Be in awe of what you've done and overcome, and be in awe of what's about to happen that's going to be unbelievably amazing. And with that said, I'm going to let you go. I love you. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Do not forget, Friday night, 6:30, in the Woo Woo Lounge, we're going to be seeking the truth about you matter. You matter. Why do you matter? And why should you matter? Pay attention. Go to my website, www.kevincross.com /events, and you'll find all the information there. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.